In terms of development, you don't need to worry. Whether it's the kids around you or yourself, if you're a Momo personal energy companion, you might be juggling a lot of things at the same time right now. So here's my suggestion for you. Why not start focusing a bit more and try to understand which project, say you have 10 projects on hand, which one of them is the most capable? Is the one that, in terms of timing, location, and people, is the most suitable for you at this moment? In 2026, the development over the next 20 years will be the most suitable for you. Our time in life is also not that much, so we might as well, while we are still healthy and capable, dedicate the next 10 years to doing our best. That way, the days that follow will be much easier. So where you focus your attention, this is the key. So this is the lesson that Momo has come to this world to learn. Alright, so what are we talking about in detail? We're talking about our 9 personal energy companion, right? Let's do a summary together with everyone, shall we? Here we go, Yaya. What he needs to learn is the spirit of collaboration. Why? Because Yaya is very direct in everything he does, he's very capable, and he might not be willing to listen to others. In fact, he can be quite stubborn and insist on doing things his own way, which can easily turn him into a commander without any soldiers, right? After all, he's a leader. So if he can develop a mindset of working together and collaborating with others, he will become the commander of a million-strong army and also a great general who wins many battles, right? He'll have a lot of people supporting him. Very impressive. All right, moving on. The second one is Wawa. Wawa is very good at negotiation and communication. He has strong communication skills and is also a naturally excellent listener. When it comes to making deals, that is negotiating business, he's an expert, a true negotiation specialist. So he is also very patient. Now, why does he need to have a determined heart? Because often, when it comes to important matters, he tends to be very hesitant or too slow, indecisive, and as a result, he easily misses out on many opportunities. That's why he needs to cultivate a strong sense of determination. By starting with small matters, we can build up his confidence in being decisive. Finish these small tasks first, right? That way, when he faces bigger situations, he won't be so indecisive. Now, let's look at Fifi. Fifi works quickly, right? As the saying goes, a fast knife can cut itself, meaning sometimes if you're too fast, you might make mistakes in your haste. Isn't that so? So, how can we be fast, but at the same time, be accurate as well? We need to be fast, but also ensure safety and maintain a rhythm. We can't just rush into everything without thinking about what comes next, right? That's why Fifi often can't stand it when others are slow. So we say, what should we do with Fifi? Give a little more patience. Sometimes, when the timing isn't right yet, we also need to know how to grasp the rhythm and go with the flow. People are like that too. Just go with the flow. Every matter has its own pace and arrangement. So Fifi, can you give it a bit more patience? Alright, let's take a look at Mumu. Mumu is very thoughtful and thinks very deeply. We say think deep. Wow, so deep. Deep thinking, right? He thinks so deeply that sometimes it feels like he's detached from this world, as if he's searching for answers. Many times he wonders why he has to learn everything because he feels he's not enough. He feels, everyone else is so talented, so why am I not good enough? He keeps searching and searching. Many times he loses confidence in herself. And the reason he keeps searching, it's because he doesn't have enough confidence. So this thing for Mumu turns into, well, he gives people the impression that he worries too much. We call it being melancholic, right? So that's not really a good thing. What should we do then? We need to build up that self-confidence, right? We should try to understand more about what it means when we say roughly right is right. There's nothing in this world that's 100% absolutely true, but being roughly right is good enough, okay? So if we understand this, then Mumu doesn't need to keep doubting whether he's not capable enough, all right? All right, let me take a look. Why exactly is that? Well, it is because a lot of the time, he is just far too innocent. Like, he truly believes in his heart that every single person is a good person, and he honestly thinks that everything in this entire world is inherently good. That is just the way he is. He stopped right there simply because he has this overwhelming feeling that absolutely everyone needs her. As for Boo Boo, he knows very clearly exactly what he wants in life. But whenever you try to argue with him, he will inevitably He'll interrupt here and there, change the topic, and drag it so far off track, right? He talks all over the place and you just can't pin Boo Boo down. You might say, hey, can you calm down? Can you admit to the problem? But Boo Boo won't do it. A lot of the time, you'll realize that deep down, he has his own plans and his own way of thinking. So when it comes to anything, he always has his own ideas. And when that's the case, other people, usually, a lot of people, like the boss or many colleagues, hope that, hey, maybe you can just give him a plan and tell him to do this or that. But that's not what Boo Boo wants to do, because he already has his own answer in mind. If you ask him to go against his own goals and direction and make her do something else, then you'll feel like he's indifferent and just doesn't care. You'll think he lacks ambitions. But the boss doesn't see it that way. The boss thinks, hey, I know you're really capable. You can try taking on this task. You can handle this project. You're up to it. But Boo Boo doesn't think like that. He feels no need. My scope is already enough. Or what I'm doing here is already good enough. I don't need to do more. So, a lot of times this leads to missed opportunities. If Boo Boo could find a balance, then things wouldn't just stay stagnant. And it wouldn't be like, well, nothing ever changes. That feeling of being as immovable as a mountain, like we're just sitting here doing nothing, that's the impression we give others. So it's better to have a bit more ambitious, to set more and different goals. And Boo Boo, you could try learning some new sports. For example, lately, if you find you like swimming or playing basketball, maybe you could even try playing golf. Just give it a try. Try some new things. Challenge Boo Boo a bit so that Boo Boo's ambitions can come back. It's important to do these things together, hand in hand, to really make it happen. Remember, it's hard for Boo Boo to take the ambitious and do something on their own. Most of the time, it's others who pull Boo Boo along to do things together. Okay, that's it. As for 𝐾𝐫𝐬𝐨, like we just mentioned, what he needs to develop is empathy, right? He has great taste most of the time, but he also needs to understand that not everyone else is at his level. So with empathy, when we interact with others, we won't come across as overly critical or nitpicky. As for 𝐽𝑚, he's great, he has a lot of personality, and there are many sides to him. But often, after his initial enthusiasm, you might feel that he cools off quickly. So, we need to maintain eye contact and keep that warmth towards friends. When it comes to being a friend, he's really, really good, a great friend. And in terms of his career, he's also someone who charges forward bravely. 𝐹𝐹 is always saving his friends. He's full of patience and tolerance, but he often forgets that he needs to take better care of himself, right? So remember, we always tell 𝐹𝐹 to reclaim his sense of ease, to worry and work a little less, right? In everything, moderation is key. It's good to help others, but remember, you also need to take good care of yourself. Alright, as for Momo, we say he's talented in so many areas. He's like a decathlete, capable of everything, and he has lots of opportunities in her hands. But remember, in our limited lives, why not focus on which projects you want to pursue in the next 10 years? Let's do a bit of decluttering and let go of what's unnecessary so our lives can be even more relaxed, okay?